When the Moto G brand came to the market 3 years ago, it was a breath of fresh air. Decent specs at 1/3 the price of its competitors. Since then, the mid-range market has become saturated with great devices, and competition is now quite fierce. Let's find out if the new feature-rich Moto G4 Plus has what it takes to stay ahead of the pack. The design of the Moto G4 Plus is pretty standard. Slightly round edges, metal bumper, along with familiar placements of the power and volume rocker on the right-hand side. You'll be able to tell the Moto G4 Plus apart from most other handsets at a glance because it has a square fingerprint reader placed firmly at the bottom center of the full HD display. The back of the handset is removable, and you can customize the backplate to make this boring-looking handset something a little more special. The removable back doesn't mean it has a removable battery. Though the 3000 mAh quick charge battery is embedded, it is enough to easily get me through the day. Here you'll be able to find the separate micro SD card slot for memory expansion, so you don't actually lose your second SIM to storage. The headphone jack and micro USB port are centered in the all-metal bumper, and in hand it does feel very durable for the price. The fingerprint sensor is accurate except when your fingers are too damp, and since you can't use it to go home or as a button, the dead space around it seems massive. Similarly, the unused space on the G4 wasn't really noticed because there wasn't anything there to draw it to my attention. Under the hood, the Snapdragon 617 processor with 3 GB of RAM performed perfectly. The UI was fast and nothing took too long to load. The only limitation it does provide is with the camera, being able to only offer 1080p video at 30 frames per second. The 16 megapixel shooter on the back is great. It takes quick photos that provide a good amount of detail, and nighttime shots, where most cameras show their budget price, actually performed quite well. At a night market in Taichung, we turned auto on, which intelligently selects whether or not to turn the HDR on or off, and we were very happy with the results. Many cameras only turn the HDR on when the backlight is extreme, but the G4 Plus kicks it in often and with really great results. With a little bit of editing, you can turn a good photo into a great photo. When you're taking photos, you're reminded to hold the phone steady. We like this reminder because with multi-exposure photos, it's easy for it to become a little bit blurry if you don't keep the camera still. The front camera, however, didn't deal with low light as well, but in good lighting conditions, the selfies were natural with a wide field of view, so you actually got a lot of background in the shot. Moto's camera app has a professional mode. Shutter speed is adjustable from 1/5 seconds all the way to 1/3200th. So you won't be able to take long exposure shots or time lapses of the night sky. ISO is adjustable from 100 to 3200. We prefer ISO to start at 50 to really make the most of nighttime photography. However, we did notice that when we were taking daylight captures in auto, ISO sometimes went down all the way to 62, so the sensor is perfectly capable. When it comes to battery life, we've gotten in the habit of not charging at night and charging during the office thanks to Quick Charge. Using the handset for 2 hours of social and email, 2 hours of streaming music, which is almost like having the screen on, maps, and 20 minutes of photo taking would often leave me with around 45%. If I turned the Wi-Fi on, I would quickly drop down to about 25% left at the end of the day. It's easily all-day battery life. The one thing we're happy about is Moto Gestures. You flip your wrist to turn the camera on, chop twice for flashlight. I never use flashlight on a smartphone, but with this shortcut, I'm using it almost daily. Moto's lock screen notifications are still among the best in the business. Pressing on them provides additional information, which is more advanced than most of their competitors. Sadly, Moto Voice isn't available, so no more "Hello, Moto." Other things we're not happy about is the audio. When looking to share music or video, the audio quality isn't that crisp or clear at maximum. The G4 Plus is also missing an IR blaster, so no controlling your TV, and no NFC, so say goodbye to Android Pay. The Moto G4 Plus continues to provide excellent build quality and features that hit above its price point. The camera takes good photos with a fine amount of detail, and for a sub-$300 handset that comes with a dual autofocus system using phase detection and laser autofocus, it isn't that common in this price bracket. Pairing that with great battery life, you have the makings of a daily driver that won't disappoint. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel when we will be reviewing the little brother of the G4 Plus, the G4. Find out if you should be buying the more budget version of this handset.